at Hinckley. And his family has owned property there for several years, and they are extremely concerned over the water levels. And Blake's on the line with us right now. Blake, good morning.
Good morning.
Would you say it's lower right now than it has been in several years or ever? What are your thoughts?
It's about 13 feet lower right now. For this time of year, it's I believe it's the lowest point it's ever been on record for this time of year.
And is it that we just didn't get a lot of snow over the winter, or what?
That was part of it. I talked to the Canal Corp a few times about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, there was a lower snowpack up north, and there was a little less rainfall this springtime than normal. And when they take the reduction of water out, the release of water into when they come up with this release grid, release graph, they put into consideration that this is usually a wet time of year. There's usually a lot of snowpack up north, and unfortunately, we didn't have that this year. And it was a normal release, except we didn't have the rainfall and the snowpack up north to fill the reservoir.
Now, this happened. This happened the last year, or the year before. But they said that the Canal Corporation or somebody made a mistake and they released too much water, right?
This has happened a few times. I want to say 2007. I mean, obviously, everybody knows about that. That was a huge issue that year, and I guess the Canal Corp released a little too much earlier on in the year, and we didn't get any rain, and then didn't fill the reservoir back up. And then I believe in 2010, the snowpack hadn't melted yet, and then we didn't get the rainfall, and it was at a low level at that point as well.
So what is your concern? Are you one that is concerned over the Nano project taking too much water, or does that not have anything to do with your concerns?
I was up at the lake. I was up at the reservoir late April, and I was watching the water release drop a foot a day, and I was like, what the heck is going on here? And last summer we had the 5 or 6 feet drop in a foot. I was like, what's going on here? So I did a little research and called the Canal Corp, and all goes back to this 1920 agreement with I think it was Utica Power at the time, and now it's Erie Boulevard Hydro. That's they're the dams down below Hinckley. They back in 2007 when the Canal Corp when the water was really low, Canal Corp slowed the water flow up, and the Brookfield Power down below said, well, we need our water. It's all tied into this agreement from 1920 saying we get a certain amount of water because you guys came in and took our land and affected our business when they put the dam in. So they have this agreement from 1920. They opened up that agreement and finally came to a settlement in 2014. So now the Canal Corp has to give them a certain amount of water every 14 months.
Got it.
If they don't give them that water, then they have to give them money for compensation.
Understood. And your opening here is not really right now. I mean, you're trying to get the word out, but the opening is going to be coming up very soon and when relatively soon in 2022, right?
Right.
So explain why that is. There is an opportunity to renegotiate.
Right. Every 4 years, the FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, comes into town. It's a 5-year process. They take everybody's interest in the reservoir, the body of water that the dam has effect on, and they take all the considerations of the environmental impacts, the economic impacts, the recreational impact, the landowners around the water.
Yeah.
They talk to the DEC. They look at every aspect, and they come up with a plan that will make everybody basically happy. And I don't know about 100% happy, but they will come up with a plan that will find a happy medium where everybody can have a little bit of piece of the pie. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for the recreational people and the people that are landowners, the fisheries, everybody that has a little bit of an interest that's kind of been pushed to the side all these years to finally have a say. Back when they did it in 1982, when they first put the hydropower dam aspect into the dam, they didn't look as much into the recreation, but in 1986 there was a Electric Consumers Protection Act that said they have to consider recreation to an equal with every other interest in the body of water.
What do you say to people that and I've heard this said before, listen, you bought property, you build houses, you built property on a reservoir. It is a reservoir which is meant the water is going to go up and it is going to go down. It is not like a lake.
Right.
So how do you respond to people when they say that?
What was Delta originally built for?
Well,
that was a reservoir. Great Sacandaga Lake. That was that's
right.
a reservoir. You have all these reservoirs across the country, up and down the East Coast, and they have the same interest. I mean, there's drinking water that are taken out of these reservoirs. They're used for flood control. They're used for navigation on rivers. It's all these other reservoirs. They're all lakes, and it's economically, recreationally, it's a very important part of this country now, and it's become a big part of upstate New York, obviously, for the local towns and local businesses around these reservoirs. But it's I don't know. I feel like, and I think a lot of people feel like the water is mismanaged at times at Hinckley, and that's why the FBRC or FERC comes into town and kind of helps sort that out and make sure that it's properly.
All right. So I want to get to the point where what you're talking about, Blake, that the opportunity is here, and just get a little background on that, and then we have some people making some comments, and I'll get to those. I got to take a break first, though, so stand by if you could. May 20th, Friday, May 20th, going into the weekend before Memorial Day. Hard to believe Memorial Day weekend is next weekend.
I know.
And so it is. Walter Melnicki in Deerfield celebrating a birthday today here on Friday, May 20th. Michelle Collis and John Merchant in New York Mills. Everybody celebrating. Happy birthday. And the cake goes to Walter Melnicki in Deerfield. Walter, you get a cake from the Florentine Pastry Shop on Bleecker Street in Utica. Get on birthday on the air by going to our website at WIBX950.com or send in a postcard, WIBX Birthdays, 9418 River Road, Marcy 13403. Christine with news next on WIBX.